All right, let's go ahead and begin. So hey guys, I'm here with Janet. She's an expert on the My Greek Expat Journey platform, and we're here to talk about fitness and nutrition tips for mothers. Oh, great. So Maria, you can see both of us. Amazing. So yeah, Janet.
Yes, hi. So I'll just quickly introduce myself. So I'm Janet, and I have three kids, 24, nearly 10, and just turned 7. So it's huge, huge range there. I started coaching. I fell into it. I've been into fitness. I've been into sports my entire life, but I kind of fell into it because I kept getting stopped by mums going, how come you can stay fit? How come you lost the baby weight? How come you can run so fast? How come you're doing this? How I had 3 C-sections. How come you haven't got this kind of, diastasis recti? How come you haven't got a shelf? And all these questions. And I'd sort of like piecemeal kind of help. And eventually I thought, hold on, there's clearly a huge group of mums out there who are not getting any kind of information that I think of as so obvious and that I just use day to day that keep me just generally healthy and fit, that I can actually share with other mums. I am incredibly extreme in my fitness because I'm just an extreme character by nature. But other mums, they just need basic information. I kept getting stopped, so I kind of fell into it. And after helping one friend and another, I thought, hold on a minute. I can actually do this for a living and I really enjoy it. So that's how I ended up coaching fitness, nutrition, and especially a lot of mums tend to be my speciality.
Can you tell us a little bit more about like the specific challenges that mothers face when establishing their fitness and nutrition routines? And is there anything that you recommend to overcome these challenges?
I found a couple of things that are kind of really obvious in the beginning is that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves, either because the media expects us to look a certain way. And so you get the two opposite sides. You get the sort of mums who are really, really hard on themselves going, I should be snapping back. I should be looking amazing like so-and-so that I saw. And, some people are genetically not going to do that. It's, I think my family, we all kind of like snap back after babies and other people don't. And maybe you never will get back to what you look like before you had a child. So, stop creating an expectation there that shouldn't be there, and work with what you have and make yourself the best of what you can be, as opposed to trying to fit into a mold. Then we've also got the opposite that's happened now, that body positivity is great and it's lovely, but it's also given people a kind of like comfy cushion to fall back and go, oh, well, I can't do it now because, obviously it's all just finished and it's behind me. And it's not. You can be a better version. You can always be a little bit better. And you don't have to be perfect because no one is. So the biggest challenge new mums have is they either push themselves too much because they're trying to be perfect, or they sit back and just go, there's no point. And there needs to be a kind of move to the middle. Another big challenge mums have, especially new mums, is the overriding guilt that any time they give to themselves, whether it's for fitness, whether it's to take extra time over things they're eating, whether it's to try and instill different eating habits on the rest of the family so that it helps them, makes them feel guilty, as though they're putting themselves ahead of their children. And gosh forbid that should ever happen. Their children should be above everything. It's like, no, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So look after yourself, and everything else is going to follow through, because everything is going to be a building block for further down the line. And you need to embrace that you are still a person after your kids. You're still there. You've just got somebody added on to you that actually needs you to be healthy and fit more than you needed yourself to be healthy and fit before. So I think those are the two big things: our own self-pressure, our own self-doubt, and the guilt that comes from either of it.
What are some quick and easy at home exercises that mothers can incorporate into their busy routines?
A really, really easy thing to do off the bat is, if anyone's got one of those little Fitbit watches, those things that count your steps, there's all these kind of, things like do 10,000 steps a day. So you don't necessarily have to be doing it outside. If you've got one of those watches and you're a mom at home, you'd be amazed how many steps you're doing just walking around going, really, darling, do you want another snack? Okay, get another snack. Come back. Oh, they drop that on the floor. Get the dustpan and brush. Come back. Oh, I'll just go and get the washing. Go and I'll put another load on. Oh, I'll just go and make the bed. I'll just suddenly, without realizing, you will have done half of those, you know, ideal number of steps that you need to do. And psychologically, that already helps you realize that you're keeping quite fit. So I think that's my first tip, is track how many steps you're doing in a day, even without doing anything else. And then go for that walk with the buggy or the baby carrier, or count every step, see how many you've done at the end of the day, and then just go, right, I know where I am. I'm not as bad as I am, and then as I think I might be. And that is your first little kind of foundation building block. That's where I am. And then after that, incorporate little things, you know, silly stuff like you're waiting for, I don't know, the kettle to boil, or you're boiling pasta. You know, just when you're standing at the stove, just go up on your toes, exercise your calf muscles. Everything counts. Just do something that makes your body move and get your circulation going. Just basic stuff. Just keep moving. It's all there is to it, really. That's the first bit of advice. Don't sit down.
I need to get my Apple Watch or Fitbit as well. But that's a really great recommendation. Do you have, for example, a list of supermarkets or places that mothers can go to in Greece that are specifically beneficial for their health?
I don't believe in bad foods. I don't know if that's trendy or not. Everywhere you go is going to have something. I'm from the standpoint, I've been vegan about 30 years now. So I was turned vegan before there were all these kind of like, you know, replacement vegan soy products. So there were certain places I'd have to go to find things. Whereas now you can literally find anything anywhere. You know, you want to be super healthy and think to yourself, gosh, I'm going to start my day with a exotic fruit smoothie. You can literally go to Lidl, to the frozen aisle section, and you'll find frozen mango with pineapple in packets for like €3, or frozen berries, which are really good antioxidants, low in calories, and make yourself a fruit smoothie in the morning. You don't have to spend a fortune in like the really cool kind of, you know, Balaskas is our local one here. That's an amazing supermarket, has everything, but it's expensive. Lidl will literally sell everything you need. So it's not so much the supermarket or where you're shopping, so much as your mentality around what you're going to buy, more than anything. There aren't any specific shops. If there's specific things you're looking for, like protein powders or supplements or all that kind of thing, everyone has their own little foibles, and online tends to be the best value for that kind of thing, because over here, going into shops, it tends to get very confused. I find if you sit at home and you've got a recommendation, you just go and you buy it online, fine. But for foods, Lidl, Bazar, Sklaveniti, Vasilopoulos, obviously, but that's the expensive higher end of the supermarket chain. They have budget versions of everything healthy that you will need. It's just a question of knowing what's healthy and what's not. And
What role does stress play in nutrition, especially for mothers, and how would you, let's say, suggest for mothers to overcome stress, specifically related to nutrition and diet?
Is a glass of wine when the kids are asleep about because that would be my go-to, where we've all been there with, you know, all us mums know that at the end of the day and the kids are asleep, all you're thinking is, shut up, I'm going to have a drink now on the balcony in peace. That would be one way to unwind. Overcoming stress is a completely individual thing. Everyone deals with stress completely differently. So if you find something that works for you, embrace it. And if anyone else says that that's silly, that doesn't work for me, ignore them. If it works for you, that's what counts. So if getting through your day means that when the kids are in bed and your partner is watching them and you go for a 10-mile run, or you decide to stand on your head in the corner of the room, or you decide that crocheting is the thing you are now going to do because it relaxes your mind, or watching serial killers on Netflix, and we all do that, come on, let's admit it here, watching serial killers on TV is going to relax you, that's what you do. Food will affect your mood. It's a 100% fact. So if you're feeling stressed, if you're feeling upset, if you are tired, you want the chocolate and you want the junk, I really, really plead and beg, don't do it. Try and go for a healthy version of that, because what happens is your body starts holding on to the sugars and the fats, and it leads to inflammation, which affects all your systems, and that affects your mood. If you don't feel right, if you don't feel right physically, you're not going to feel right mentally. And then it can be a domino effect, because how many of us have had like that, bits of chocolate and then just gone, oh, I feel really rubbish today. I'll have a little, that'll make me feel better. And it just keeps stacking, because it's not making you feel better. It's trying to trick you. So if running, standing on your head, watching serial killers de-stresses you, do that.
And in Greece, what are some cultural aspects that may affect mothers and get them off track from their fitness routines?
How long have you got? It's a lot. The main thing is Greeks do love a name day or a party or an excuse to eat sweets and eat some more sweets and give you some more sweets and give you a sweet and then give you some more chocolate. That will derail everyone. Culturally, Greeks love to share good times. Γιορτάζουμε. We all want, everyone likes a γιορτή, everyone likes a birthday, Easter, Christmas, name days. Everyone wants to share happiness. And the way they do that here is by turning up with cakes and chocolates. And, people go to dinner parties and don't take a bottle of wine or a casserole. They'll take a cake, or they'll take a tapsi, those giant oven dishes of cakes. And which is lovely, because it's all coming from a place of love. It will derail you, because when you say no, a Greek person will go, hey, γιορτή, it's so-and-so's name day, it's so-and-so's name day, and that's fine. There's a name day nearly every single day. And if you accept every single one on every single name day, you will be the size of a house. That will 100% derail you. You have to become very good at saying no in Greece. They will, Greek people culturally will push you because they're just being nice, and that's fine. They won't accept no the first time. They won't the second time. By the third or fourth time, they'll realize, okay, maybe next time, and they'll get used to you. You literally have to stand your ground. I found that out the hard way. As I said, they say there's a big joke like, how do you know you've met a vegan? Because they always tell you. I'm just trying to prove a point here. When I tell people I'm vegan, and for years, well, just have a bit of fish. No, it's fine. Just a bit of cheese. You're not listening, are you? It's the same thing here. Have some chocolate. Oh, I don't feel like having any. Well, you don't need to feel like it. Just have it, because I'm giving it to you. No, don't let go of the guilt. When you're in Greece, they're not trying to make you feel guilty, and you won't insult them by saying no. They'll just go, okay, and go on. That's how you'll get derailed. That is the biggest cultural thing, is the endless holidaying and partying. So, that's my big one. It's a big thing at the moment with me in my house, that I've actually taken all the sugar away and made a really big rule about it, because it's actually starting to affect my children, how much chocolate was being consumed on a daily basis. So I've got it's a bit of a hobby horse at the moment. Sorry, I went off on that.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I think I'm trying to do that at home as well. Or like when I buy chocolate, I'll just like have the organic, like dark chocolate. Yeah, so my next question is, so what would you recommend mothers with postpartum depression and to start their fitness journey?
Oh gosh, postpartum depression and fitness. I literally will not say anything on this. With postpartum depression, the first thing you do is you go straight to a doctor. That's the first thing you do. You'll go to your obgyn, find yourself a good obgyn, get your hormones tested, and get help. Everything will go on from there. There's nothing in fitness is going to help your postpartum depression. apart from a doctor. When it comes to postpartum fitness, literally for the first 6 weeks, just eat healthy. Try and keep away from the endless sweets that they will give you here. Focus on eating more protein so that your body can recover. If you're breastfeeding, you literally need maybe an extra 200 to 300 calories a day. You do not need a donut with every feed. That's an old wives' tale. You will not disappear. You will not, your child will not suffer. They will get all the nutrients they need if you just eat normally and healthily. And then when you are cleared by your doctor, and depending on what kind of labor you've had, whatever you do, nothing should hurt to start with. Whatever fitness thing you take on, maybe speak to a professional, but always, always listen to your body. If it feels weird, like because your body's new, it's changed, everything's moved. You've taken 10 months for your body to make a baby. It's going to take at least 10 months not to lose the weight. It could take longer, could take less time, but just for your bones, your ligaments, your joints, your hormones, all of that to settle. So things are going to feel weird. If it does, stop. Try a different tack when it comes to fitness, when it comes to when you're doing something like that. That's and then speak to someone professional if you're thinking of going seriously into fitness.
My last and final question is, are there any community support networks that mothers can tap into to get resources, advice, or nutrition guidance?
If you're a foreign mum married to into a Greek family, your support network is going to be that Greek family. Greeks are very close-knit when it comes to the whole mother experience. There aren't really mother-toddler groups. There's none of that, not the way we're used to in other countries. There are no 1 o'clock clubs, no mother-toddler groups. I've noticed on Facebook, which has been a brilliant resource, there are some foreign mum and foreign girls in Athens and foreign mothers in different parts of Athens, like Glyfada, Voula, Kifisia, Voria, Notia Proastia, and you join those groups, and those mums do get together, create their own baby toddler mornings themselves. Greek mums tend not to do that because everything is very much within the family. So everything is geared around there. So sadly, there isn't much of a support network in Greece for new mums. Unless you go to the same place at the same time every single day and bump into the same people, you won't find a community. There isn't a kind of Lamar's get together. That's a really tough question. It is really, really, it's a problem here for foreign mums. Greek mums don't really feel it as much. So I don't really have an answer for that. You kind of have to feel your way. And if you meet another mum that's foreign in the same boat, like latch onto each other, even if you don't become friends, because through that you will meet other mums in the same situation. That doesn't mean cut yourself off from the local mums. You need to learn to integrate into that, because then once kids do start school here, it becomes a huge family, because these children end up going to school with the same children in the same classes for years, and they become like family. My other top tip is, if you are a foreign mum who puts your kid to bed really early in the evening, which is totally fine, I did that for years, when you feel you can, once every so often, especially in the summer months, go out late at night with them. Everybody's out after 9 p.m. with their kids in the park. If you want your child to socialize at a small age, it'll have to be at night time, because there aren't that many out in the daytime. So sorry, I'm not very good on that. I traveled a lot when my kids were little, and they were very independent that way, and I know a lot of people locally, but there's no mum toddler network, sadly. I really, really wish there was. And maybe one of the mums out there will start a proper one, because there are a few little piecemeal ones, but maybe somebody will take over a little house somewhere and start a proper toddler 1 o'clock club where somebody pays like for their coffee and can, join in and play, because no one's taken that on. There was one a few years ago in Glyfada, but it had to close down because of COVID, and it never managed to get back off the ground again. So something for someone to look into and do. That'd be great.
Sounds good. I'll definitely keep that in mind too for our future events as well. So Janet, we're going to wrap up. Thank you everybody for joining as well. So we've had people drop in and out of the live session. So I definitely do appreciate that. How can someone get in touch with you if they have a question to ask or get your support?
Join me on Instagram, send me a message through my DMs. That's literally the fastest, easiest way. Obviously, I'm on the My Greek Expat Experience website as well with my email. But for like instant notification, that pings up. So I'm usually, and also on my Instagram bio is my link tree to my other pages and other ways to get hold of me, to my emails as well. So yeah, any questions at all. I'm really annoyingly chatty and happy to share lots of information about random stuff. I've been coming to Greece since I was 7 years old and decided to move here permanently with Brexit. So I have lots of things that inherently are part of what I know that aren't as obvious to people who've just moved here, just as someone who speaks fluent Greek and I pass for local. So if you've got even any random questions, if I don't know, I'm sure I could just knock on my neighbour's door and go, Ella, να σου πω, θα μου πεις πώς γίνεται αυτό. You know, so I'm happy to help with just anything. Anyone who's new to this country is more than welcome to ask me random stuff.
Janet is also giving our members at My Greek Expat Journey a free consultation lifestyle call. And on any plan, she's giving us as well 15% discount for the members on our site. So just as a heads up, you guys can also purchase a membership. The link is in our bio. And yeah, thank you so much for joining us on this live session. I really hope that all of our members enjoyed it. And Janet, thank you so much for your insights. They were super valuable. And yeah, I loved hearing you speak about, motherhood and your experience, and I love your journey in supporting mothers with their nutrition. So it's fantastic.
Thank you so much.